Danny and Becky's faces were familiar to everyone in Shelton, yet nobody knew them. Danny was the assistant manager at the biggest fast food franchise in town, Zesto's, and Becky was the day manager at the new Quickie Mart near the gates of the plywood plant, the biggest Quickie Mart in town. They met when they were both in high school and worked nights at the Buccaneer, the only place in Shelton to buy a decent hamburger before Zesto's opened and put it out of business. Deanie had been Mr. Buck's favorite short order cook, and Becky handled the cash register and fixed the milkshakes and the ice cream cones. They were both quite fat. Sometimes Mr. Buck would be very tired and would leave early and tell Deanie to lock up and bring him the key later. Then Deanie and Becky would turn the radio station to KJR in Seattle and listen to rock and roll and eat free cheeseburgers. Maybe this is why they fell in love and got married the day after graduation. Deanie quit the Buccaneer to go to work at Zesto's when it opened a year later. At first, he had to fry the potatoes and scrape the grill, but he worked hard and he never called in sick, so it wasn't long before his boss made him assistant manager. Well, Deanie got to wear a white shirt and a red and blue striped tie. These were the Zesto corporate colors. The boss gave him a set of keys to the store, too, and Deanie beamed with pride whenever he walked through the rows of the plastic tables in the dining area, his keys a-jangling at his side. Becky stayed at Mr. Buck's until he went out of business. Then she got a job working nights at the Quickie Mart. Things went real well, and she and Deanie began to have children. First came Donald, his hair thick and dark brown like Deanie's. Then Peter was born, with blonde hair and a dimple on his left cheek. The two children seemed cut from the same cloth as their parents, an impression greatly enhanced by the fact that they were both rather chubby and dull-eyed, and very well behaved. Becky worked so hard at her job that they made her day manager of the new Quickie Mart when it opened in front of the plywood plant. At first, Deanie was jealous because she was a day manager and he was only an assistant manager. But since he made more money than she did, he soon got over it. By this time, both Donnie and Patty were big enough to stay at home alone with Deanie, who was an excellent father, so Becky didn't have to worry about them when she was working. On Sunday mornings, Deanie would take them to the Quickie Mart to visit her, and this made them all very happy. One quiet Sunday, when the family was in the store, a man came in to buy some cigarettes. The man wore a supersonic baseball cap. His face was thin and scraggly. "What brand do you want?" "Salem Lights." And when Becky turned around, he shot her in the back. She fell over dead. Donnie and Patty screamed, and Deanie started to run and jump on the man, but he got shot too. The man took all the money from the cash register. It was about $17. And he stole a Pepsi-Cola and a honey bun. Then he grabbed Donnie and Patty and carried them squalling from the store to his car and drove off. When the Shelton Democrat ran the story the next morning, the headline read, "Couple murdered in robbery, children missing." Everyone saw the family picture on the front page. They all shook their heads and said, "Yes, we knew them." What a shame. But it didn't really bother anybody too much. Deanie and Becky were buried side by side in the town cemetery. Two nice pink granite headstones were placed at their graves, paid for by Deanie's Zesto burial insurance. Donnie and Patty were never seen again, and nobody in Shelton missed them.
One night of mercy, one night of merciful shocks to the skull. Watching these blessings